Welcome back, everybody. We're about to start our next segment. Stop the violence. Man, we got one that's for the ages.
Yep.
Well, listen, since can't even say the beginning of time. Let's say since the Civil War, slavery in America has nothing been this dramatic. I read this story this weekend and it blew my mind. I mean, I literally had to stop you at work and talk to you about it because, bro, it was just mind blowing. It's like, all right, I digress. Let me just tell you what the story, the headlines are. Arizona bill would make shooting and killing migrants on property legal. You hear what I said, right?
Yep.
Makes it legal. The funny thing is, even during the Jim Crow era, even during the Deep South when Ku Klux Klan ran wild, it was never called legal. They could lynch you, burn crosses at your front door, but it was never legal.
Yeah.
They never got arrested, never got told that, you can't do this
They weren't
because you're going to
prosecuted,
jail.
but it wasn't legal.
But it wasn't legal.
Mhm.
Here, they're now saying it would, if this law passes, brother, it becomes legal. That means let's look at the overall picture. The overall picture says if someone walks across your property in the middle of the night, let's say, you know what they're talking about, immigrants, Mexicans, people coming from South America, happens to cross the border and walks across your property, and you're standing there, well, I'm just going to shoot this person. I don't give a fuck if they did something right. And here's the loophole. They can say that they felt threatened. Now, how many immigrants have you heard umpteen years that come across the border carrying guns, knives, baseball bats? They carry their essentials, clothes, water, whatever else they carry, but carrying a gun?
Maybe a few for protection, but you don't see it and
The
you don't
ones
hear it a
who
lot.
do it are the coyotes, the ones that's bringing them across,
Oh yeah. The actual ones that actually,
making money off of them.
yeah.
They're the ones that carry. But they also know which way not to take you.
Oh yeah.
But here's my dilemma. You're giving a legal loophole that says if this person crosses your property, I can kill him. Now, what happens if you go driving down the middle of town, middle of the night, and you see some Mexican or immigrant or some Spanish-looking person like me says, I don't like him. Fuck it. Wow. Throw him in the back of your pickup, drop him in your property. And who's to say you didn't shoot him on your property? So you see the dilemma here? You're opening up. It's now becoming open season. Now it's open season on immigrants. Who's next? Blacks, Orientals, American Spaniards, Puerto Ricans.
It could be literally anybody not white.
There you go.
Anybody that could be a citizen, that is a citizen, that just looks like they're from out of country. You can get shot. I mean, no, actually, I'm gonna stop. You continue. I got what I gotta say after.
Listen, honest and truthful, I'm pissed about shit. This is total bullshit. And the lawmakers who are trying to pass this law, their asses need to be impeached. They need to be kicked out of their seats because how dare you bring shit like this to the table that says, oh, well, someone crossed my property in the middle of the night. It's okay, kill them. But the dilemma falls in place, like I just said. This person, they already have militia on the border that's patrolling the border. That's not federal. They're not police. They're not anything to do with legal. So now these same militias sitting on this border, waiting for people to come across, can now open fire and just kill them. So you just gave the militia legal rights to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
So what the like I said, my problem is what's next? What the fuck is next? You understand? Think about it. If this law passes here, if you look back 50, 60 years ago, during the civil rights, during before that, when in the South, lynching was a way of life. So why is it not next? Well, we caught him on our property. Why can't we lynch him? Oh, this black man. Oh, you walked on my property? I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna lynch you. What stops? What's the final stop? Mm-hmm. Get your opinion, Marcus. I've spoken mine, and I've told you I'm pissed about it. I mean, are you for or are you against this open season?
I'm against it. There's a point, there's a line between protecting your property and just killing somebody, murder. Like, there are already states going so far as to, if you look Mexican or if you look Hispanic, you can get stopped and be demanded to show your papers.
That same state.
Mm-hmm. And now they're going so far as to, if somebody just looks like a minority or just looks, I mean, in this case, Hispanic, but if they look like a minority, then that's open reason to just shoot them.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't agree with it at all, and that just gives some people an excuse to shoot people. There's ways to take care of people trespassing on your property. You can still protect yourself without having to just shoot somebody first and ask questions later.
But the thing is, at the end of the day, let's call a spade a spade.
Mm-hmm.
You're murdering somebody.
Yeah.
You're not protecting your property.
Mm-hmm.
You're not protecting your family. You're not protecting yourself. You're murdering a human being because of their skin color.
Because they look, or your assumption of them, yeah.
Because of your skin color.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because in the middle of the fucking night, someone's crossing your property, bro, they're not there to bother you. They're not there. That's a 0.1% that may occur. And if you shoot someone, I say, fuck it. Good for you. If you're doing the right thing. Florida, we have the perfect example. Stand your ground.
Mm-hmm.
They've used it already. Trayvon Martin. I know you remember that name.
Mm-hmm. Stand your ground's been abused a lot.
One of the biggest abuse was that case.
Mm-hmm.
But they used it to get out of the bullshit. Yeah. And how many other people in that state are going to do the same thing?
Mm-hmm. Anybody who has some bias or anybody that's drunk or trigger happy is just going to do it. I feel as though in the summertime we're going to see a lot of cases where people just take things in their hands. It gets me really afraid or unsure of the future. Because, like you said, if Arizona passes this, there's going to be a number of states that are going to follow suit. My gut says Florida might too.
Well, if you look at what's going on now down in Texas, we spoke of this last week about them protecting their borders. Florida is sending National Guard. Mm-hmm. I was reading it the other day, 25 states are now following suit, all Republican states. So now what's going to happen is Arizona passes this law, any state bordering on a border is now going to pass this law. Because now I just gave a carte blanche to open season.
Yeah. Give them a green flag.
Because we're all in, but Arizona, we have to pass it because now they'll bypass Arizona because they have that law and they're going to come into the next state or any other state, Texas and any other state that borders on the borders. And now we have open season murder. Mm-hmm. Purge. We were just saying this. It's going to be a fucking purge.
A purge based off opinions. It's not good at all.
No, not one iota.
I don't think there was any honest logic behind this law. No. It was just somebody being either racist, petty, both, or something worse. I really hope it doesn't pass.
Listen, I'm just reading it right now. They said how they create the loopholes. They're saying that they're not mentioning immigrants, just anyone walking on your property. So the loophole there is because they didn't say Mexicans or immigrants. It's not being racist.
But it's racist. It's racist. It's racist. If I listen, like there hasn't really, in my opinion, my information could be laxed or not accurate, so please forgive me on that. But in my opinion, you don't really hear a lot of cases of people walking on other people's property often. It's usually around a holiday time, like 4th of July, or if you have a really, really big property, like lots of lands, like I would say like land in Pennsylvania or some areas of Texas and stuff like that. Like when you have a lot of land and it's not gated off and stuff where people don't know and just walk on. Like people's houses around forests and stuff.
Right.
They don't necessarily have fences and stuff. It's just open. And you don't know until you see like a clearing or you see property. So I know there's gonna be certain instances of people who just didn't know.
Yes.
Maybe somebody's doing a hike out here and then they accidentally go off course and they go on somebody's property. Then they get shot for it when they didn't even know.
Yep.
Or somebody really faded on 4th of July. They can't walk straight, so they accidentally walk on somebody's grass. They get shot.
Yes, sir. Listen, they have a case right now facing this exact thing we were talking about. This gentleman, let's give his name, George Kelly, faces trial next month on second-degree murder charges in a 2023 shooting. It was an illegal person. They found him dead on Kelly's property. Kelly pleaded not guilty, saying he only fired a warning shot. How do you fire a warning shot and kill someone?
You killed him.
I'm going to follow this story very closely, guys. I'm going to bring it back to you again when this trial hits the airways and I find out. I'm pretty sure he's going to get off. If they pass this law,
he's going to get off.
He's going to get off like a fat rat. And once he gets off on that case,
then everyone's going to say it's okay. Everyone's just going to think it's okay.
Yes, sir. So, but with that, brother, it's just so much shit that's going on. But that's part of our stop the violence, because when you look at this is a prelude to violence. Because once you give people, no matter what color they are, let's not be too reverse racist about this, because no matter what color you are, if you're giving someone carte blanche for murder, they're going to do it.
Somebody's going to take advantage.
Doesn't matter what color you are, black, white, oriental,
it doesn't
Spanish.
matter your culture, it doesn't matter what you look like. It's just human nature. If someone gets the okay, somebody's going to do it.
And if you're evil,
it's almost guaranteed.
It's guaranteed, because evil's going to beget evil.
Yep.
I'm going to come after someone, do what I want to do, because law's not going to do shit to me.
Yep.
So, well, brother, it was wonderful talking with you today. We have touched on another subject. For those of you who hear this, please let us know what you think. Please leave a comment, because we're going to set up a little comment section, because we want to know, do you believe murder, legally, illegal, is justified? So, Marcus, please leave us a little something behind for our followers and our listeners to hear, because we've been doing pretty good.
I mean, there's not really much for me to say. We had a really great convo, and
yes, we did.
Like you said, it was pretty heated and pretty interesting, honestly. I feel like there's going to be a lot of opinions out there in regards to the elections, in regards to this proposed law in Arizona, and whether or not all these chips are really worth it.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. That one's pretty good. That one's getting me heated a lot. Like, me being a big tech head, like it's got like why? But I digress. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this
Yes, sir.
podcast. Really, thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you, Paul, for being here. Thank you for your stories and your insight. Really appreciate that.
Well, we're going to finish that up on follow us, like us, tell your friends about us, because within the next 2 weeks, we're coming to you. We're going to find you on the street. We're going to find you on the corner. We're going to find you wherever you're at. And we're going to let Marcus ask you a question. What's that question, Marcus? What are you
fed up about?
There you go, people. You guys have a great day. Till next time.
Till next time, and stop the violence.